La 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 la. We're live, honey.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everyone? I don't see anyone yet, but I know you're out there. I know you're watching because you hit the notification bell and you join us every day at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. Sorry, East Coasters, once again. Oh well, that's fine. It's a daily update. What are you texting?
Sorry, I'm sending pictures of the babies to my work friends.
Oh. It's daily update. It's our first one of for the next 2 weeks at least. So, thanks for staying up late for us, Mandy. We appreciate you. It's the first update of several. It might be awkward because this is the first time we've ever kind of done this. So, we'll see how this goes. It might be a lot of rambling, a lot of me going, because what you don't know is that in our regular, edited videos, I do that a lot. I'll start talking and then I'll pause for long periods of time. And then I'll continue talking.
But he edits those out in the other videos.
I edit those out. That's fine, right? It's fine. We'll just start. I'll start with my day.
Guys, all these wispies, I feel like Thumbelina a little bit.
Get your flyaways under control.
You know, Thumbelina has those weird tufts here and here. That's what I feel like sometimes, but I hate them. Anyway. Okay, start with your day.
I'm gonna start with my day. So I had the third day. Yeah, it was the third day of my post office letter carrier training thing, and today was all about the vehicle that I will drive. You've seen those little post vans, right? Stella will get to the babies in a minute.
That's my day.
That's her day. My day was all about vehicles, and it was the most boring day of my life. I thought the previous 2 days were boring. No. It is... Look at this perfectly centered
Are we sending
English flag
messaging here?
I didn't even realize. And then I'm like, God save our gracious queen. Sorry. I have ADD as well. So, no, we enjoy England. We enjoy America.
I mean, you know.
We enjoy the world.
I'm kind of sort of part of the Commonwealth.
You are. You're half the Commonwealth. Great. Anyway, where was I at?
Your day. You've been trying to talk about how you were learning about
vehicles. The last 2 days were so boring. But today was 10 times as boring. Because my instructor is just like a regular mail carrier that is doing, they call it it starts with a D. Like a discipline. And he's just like a regular mail carrier doing... Oh my word. I love these comments.
You have to focus.
I'm trying. I'm so tired. Okay, let me get back on track. Our trainer was just a regular mail carrier. Thanks, Mandy.
That's probably what he hears. Let's be honest.
That's what my brain does. Okay, let's rewind, shall we? So he's just a regular mail carrier doing a discipline where he just comes in and trains people as just a regular mail carrier. So he has not been trained not one bit on how to train people. And I'm a teacher.
Say Mr. Teacher.
I'm a teacher. And I notice. So today it was 5 hours of him pulling up little module trainings where there was narration throughout the whole thing. And he would just click through them. And then at the very end of each module, there would be a little quiz that a question would pop up. And he wouldn't even read the questions. And he would just let us read it. And then we would be like, the answer is B. And he would click on B and he would click check. And another window would pop up that it would either be wrong or correct. And if it was correct, it would tell you why it was correct. And then he would just let it stay on that window for a little bit. And then he would move on. There was no talking from this man. Ever. Ugh. I was so bored. I wanted to die. And then I came home. That was my day.
So thrilling.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. But now we get to the real nitty-gritty stuff. And that nitty-gritty is of our babies.
My day is always the babies. So I have a little schedule that I follow every day. I get up and I pump at 9, and then I go to the hospital, so I'm there for their 10 o'clock cares, is what they call them. So the cares are when they will change their diaper, take their temperature, move their little probe that monitors their breathing, and just kind of like make sure that everything's okay. So I got there at 10 to do the cares with them, and I actually started with Dallas. Usually I start with Ella because she is at 10 and Dallas is usually at 10:30. But we didn't know if they were going to come in and try and do another spinal tap on Dallas today. And so we wanted to make sure I got to hold her before they came in to do that. But turns out they're going to try again tomorrow instead. So I held Dallas for probably hour and a half, and then I pumped again. And then I went and held Ella for probably an hour and a half, just hold babies all day.
Just hold the babies all day long.
And then I got to help give Dallas a bath.
Cute.
It was so fun. She hated it. We just gave her a little sponge bath in her bed because we can't like take her oxygen and all her probes and stuff off, so she couldn't like be in a bathtub. So we just gave her a little sponge bath, and that was pretty fun. But it was actually, there were a couple times because they have two different methods of keeping the oxygen on their faces. So they have, you'll notice in some of the pictures, they have little round stickers on their faces, and then in other ones they have little Velcro things. So she had the stickers on and they weren't working and they kept like coming out of her nose. So we were switching it to the Velcro ones, and so for a while she actually had the cannula out of her nose and her breathing was actually really good. She didn't set off the monitors or the alarms because if her breathing rate drops down, it will set off an alarm and they'll up her oxygen. But she actually did really well in the room air. And then when we went back tonight, so room air is at about 21%. She usually floats around like 24 or 25%, but she was down to 21%. She was still on 3.5 liters per minute, but she was at 21%, which is room air, which is good. Mm-hmm. So if she can stay at 21% and they can keep decreasing the oxygen, then she should be able to get off it pretty soon.
Yep.
So
she's improving every day.
She's doing great. They were able to narrow it down. So the infection that she has is E. coli, which I don't know if we told you beforehand, but the girls had some like goopy eyes earlier in the week, and so they were treating them for that, and so it was an E. coli infection in their eye. So they think that probably it just spread from her eye. But the weird thing is Ella had the gunk too, but hers came back negative it didn't have any bacteria in it. They've been treating it anyway, just because Dallas's came back positive. But so they know that the infection is E. coli. So they took her off the vancomycin, which was one of the 3 antibiotics they had her on. And
did I fall asleep? Sorry.
Now she's just on, I don't remember the other 2, but she's just on the 2 antibiotics.
Something niacins.
They'll run, one is gentamicin, but I don't remember what the other one is. So those antibiotics she has to be on for 7 to 10 days. She's already been on them for about 3. And like we said yesterday, her hero score was down and everything. So she is responding very positively to the antibiotics. So she's doing great. Ella is always great. She doesn't really have issues.
She doesn't.
I mean, she's still on her oxygen, but she's only at 1 liter, which is not bad. And they keep upping her feedings. She's at 27 calories a feeding now.
All she really needs to do is like gain weight.
She's just got to get off her oxygen and gain weight, and she has to be able to take her meals by mouth. Yeah. So that's the next step, is being able to, and she has been rooting around, and we've been doing non-nutritive feedings. So they have the food going through her feeding tube, and we just hold her at my breast to see if she will kind of latch while that happens. But we're actually thinking that Dallas is showing signs that she might be able to start trying the non-nutritive feedings as well, because she did skin to skin with Derek tonight.
She did.
Apparently was rooting around him.
She was, and I was like, sorry, Dallas, I don't have the goods for you. And our nurse was like, he doesn't. Stop that. Here's your banky. And then she, like, fed her. So.
But that's a positive sign that they're both rooting around and wanting to breastfeed. So.
I'm trying to, like, read comments and remember them so I can, like, answer your questions. I saw one that asked when they're coming home. We don't know.
So I think we told you there are 4 things they have to have or accomplish before they can come home. They have to they have to show consistent signs of growth and weight gain. They have to be able to breathe on their own. They have to be able to take all their meals by mouth, and they have to have no infections or sickness. So right now we have 0 of those things. But we're working on it.
True. They've told us expect them to be there till their due date, which was June 10th. So like 7 more weeks. However, if they meet those 4 categories sooner, then they can get released. So I assume they just have to tell us that they want to hold them till their due date. So they're not like, oh, they'll only be 3 weeks. And then 3 weeks comes and they're like, actually, we have to hold them for 2 more.
Sorry, she got an infection and her antibiotic doesn't end for 6 more days.
Yeah.
So
it's up in the air.
Someone just asked if they were going to check Dallas for a yeast infection. They just checked for everything. So they drew blood and they took a urine sample and they have been growing cultures on the blood. And I'm not like a medical expert, but my dad explained it to me that when they grow something on the culture... Nope, I don't remember. But there's different ways that they can tell what it is. And so the first culture, it will come up as a certain kind of infection. So it will be like, I don't even remember the words. So many medical terms. But it will narrow it down to like a group of infections. So when they took the first culture, they knew that it was a certain kind, which is they thought it was E. coli, which fell into that group, which was what she had in her eye. So then they grew more cultures of a different kind. They did it differently, which would narrow down. It took like 3 days, and it narrows down specifically. So they know it's E. coli. Mm-hmm. They have been putting powder in her diaper because she's been getting pretty sweaty, and and dry and stuff. So they just wanted to make sure that it didn't turn into a yeast infection or anything. But
yep,
yeah.
Emotionally, we've been doing great.
We're tired, but we
so exhausted, but way better than the other day.
Yeah. The girls have been making good improvements, so we're feeling a lot better emotionally.
Yeah, that's pretty much it to say emotionally. We're back to kind of where we were. That first day was just, we're not concerned that the girls are not going to come out of this. Like, we're not concerned that we're not going to bring them home. It's emotionally hard because we can't do anything. We just have to sit there and like watch them suffer. So that's what we were like emotionally distraught about. Not that we think that they're going to die. So
we're totally confident that it is going to turn out all right and that they're going to come home when they need to come home. Uh-huh. Like we said, they're progressing really great. That particular day was really hard because we knew that Dallas had an infection. We didn't know what it was. And it was just hard being a parent and knowing that there was nothing we could do. Uh-huh. We could go see her, but we couldn't pick her up. We couldn't. And like, we had to just stand there and just know that she was sad and that she was sick.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah. I saw a question come through of how long did it take us to conceive the twins. I mean, Liesl was on birth control for the first month. And then after a month of marriage, we were like, what if we started trying for babies?
It was like 2 weeks. We decided, are you kidding? Because we weirdly convinced ourselves that we had gotten pregnant on our honeymoon.
Uh-huh. I remember that.
We were like weirdly convinced that we were pregnant, even though I was on birth control. Because, I mean, it is possible. But like, we were weirdly convinced, and I don't know why. But then we took a pregnancy test, and it came back negative.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but then we had to talk about, like, but did you want it to be positive?
Yeah.
And we both were like, yeah, we wanted it to be positive. So then we made the decision to go off birth control. So we got married in June. I went off birth control at the end of June. And we got pregnant in September.
Yep. So that's how long? Like 3 months.
Like 3 months.
Yeah, the
yes,
kitties.
the kitties are playing.
The kitties are playing.
Lionel's
Kelsey.
not so happy about it.
Lionel hates Edmund. It's the worst. So good luck to all of you. Whoa! Cats! Ugh, they're the worst. Good luck to all of you out there who are trying for babies. We wish you the best of luck.
We get this question a lot. The twins were totally natural.
Yep.
We did not have any sort of like IVF treatment or infertility. We just somehow spontaneously conceived twins on our own.
Yep.
So
then since they were mono-di twins, mono means one placenta, di means separate sacs. If they have one placenta, it means they'll always be identical. Mm-hmm. And so that meant that the egg and sperm had to meet and then separate soon enough.
So what happens is, because if it's fraternal twins, there's 2 eggs, right? So there's 2 placentas. With identical twins, you have the 1 egg that separates. Sometimes it will separate boys. Oh my gosh, the cats are killing each other. If it has the 1 egg that separates, it's separated soon enough that they didn't end up in the same sac. And then sometimes if they separate really early, you will end up with 2 placentas. Uh-huh. So there's always that chance that even if there's 2 placentas, they're identical. Uh-huh. And then you have the problem where the egg doesn't split early enough for the body to know there's 2 babies, so there's only the 1 sac.
Yeah.
And
there it is.
Do twins run in my family? That's up in the air. No one's really sure. We can't say absolutely yes. It's not like there's a ton of twins in the family. I know I had a cousin who was pregnant with twins and miscarried one of them, but that's like the only case that I really know of because it comes from the mother's side, right? And I have a pair of cousins who are fraternal twins, but that would have come from their mom, who's not related to me. She's only related by marriage. And then my dad keeps trying to tell me that, I don't know, I have great uncles who were twins or something, but again, they came from a wife that wasn't related to me because it was like my great-grandpa's first wife or something.
Yeah.
So maybe they do. No one's really sure.
We do know that in order to have twins, it has to come from the wife's
because
side,
it has to be the egg.
It has to be the egg.
The sperm has nothing to do with it.
So sorry, boys out there.
When they congratulate the guy and they're like, "Oh, good job," I'm like, it had nothing to do with him.
It's
my egg that was impressive.
I saw a question out there. Sorry, guys, this is kind of turning.
Video.
This is turning into a long video of like a question and answer.
But hey, we can do that.
It'll be a daily Q&A. How about that? I saw a question out there that if we can tell the 2 apart. Currently, yes, because they're separated. But
but also right now, Ella, first of all, has more hair. I don't know if you see her little mohawk that the nurses like to put it in.
She gets a mohawk.
So she's got more head on top. Love from India. I love India.
India.
It's the best. She also has, it looks like a longer face. And we can't decide if it's just because Dallas's cheeks are chubbier. And so they kind of...
Dallas is bigger.
They kind of fill her out a little more. But Ella's face seems to be a little bit longer at this point. I'm also starting to wonder...
Hi, Alicia.
If Dallas has a birthmark right here.
Really?
Like, just a really light red one. It probably won't stick around long enough for us to...
Yes, the ADD is always real.
It's very real tonight.
It's our lives. Orlando, Florida. I want to go there. Disney World. Okay, that was it. So... Oh, so many questions coming.
Oh, but most of them are about weight.
Oh, great. Birth weights, yes. Ella was 3'7"?
8?
3'8" when she was born. Dallas was 4'1".
But they actually dropped weight.
But they have dropped.
And they're coming back up. But that's completely normal. All babies do it, apparently.
Yes. Great. So that was our update. We've run 20 minutes, which was longer than expected, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around.
And if you have more questions, I mean, we're totally happy to answer them tomorrow night as well.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us
Thanks for
tonight.
joining. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. Ring that notification bell. Click the notification bell if you want to be with us right away. If not, then join us when you can. I know it's late for a lot of you East Coasters, and it's in the middle of a work week and school week, so don't exhaust yourself.
Remember to follow the Instagram and the Facebook pages. That's where you'll get picture updates of the girls.
Yes.
And any other more like, I don't know, sometimes we might post just health updates and stuff for them. So
Maybe like little Facebook Live videos of when we're actually in the NICU so you can see the girls, because that's why you're here, right? You don't want to see our ugly mugs.
we're no fun anymore. It's all about the babies.
But we'll be back tomorrow. So, as always, have courage.
And be kind.
And we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, yep.